After my accident, I had to find a way to participate, I guess. I've always been a bit of a nomad, a wanderer, but recently things have been changing. My partner and I are expecting a little baby girl. We have recently moved back to Christchurch, and amongst that, we've got some housing modifications happening. I've always sought out change, but I'm looking forward to creating a home, something stable. I'm very excited to meet our little baby and start the new adventure. My name's Eamon Wood. I'm 32 years old. I was born in Nelson, but lived all around the place. I currently live in Christchurch with my partner, Erica.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning.
We met over 3 years ago on Tinder, new age love story. This is our first home, so this is this first hub that I've ever had that we can pass down to our daughter. I'm very excited to build on what we think a home is and a place for our daughter to grow up for a little while, and we're just very happy to be where we are and excited to meet our baby. That's probably the most exciting thing coming up. I don't know which one's decaf.
You're going to have to make me another coffee, though.
Can you taste one, please? Can you just taste it and see?
But how am I going to know?
I don't know. When we bought the house, end of last year, the house wasn't so accessible. I'm hoping you can taste it. Now that our baby daughter is due 9th of December,
I don't know. That one tastes better.
our housing mods are due a week or two before, so we are getting a little bit nervous.
You might have to grind some more beans for me again as well.
ACC are going to be modifying the house for me, going to make some of the benches a little bit lower and the benches roll under. So at the moment, the first thing that hits is my foot plate or my knees. We'll have a work bench that's lower because we can't have this one too low for Erica. It has to be workable for both of us.
I think what we're probably most looking forward to is just the ease it's going to make for Eamon, from, you know, getting up and making a coffee, having breakfast, him being able to do the cooking by himself and not have to worry about me helping out, or I think just being a bit faster in the kitchen, hopefully.
I'm not going to put milk in this one. I reckon we can taste the difference. I'm looking forward to, after the renovations, life being a bit easier, a bit more accessible. It's good. Although I can work with this kitchen, it's obviously a lot easier if I can get in nice and close, and it'd be nice to have new appliances and a bigger working space.
You reckon this is decaf?
Yeah, definitely decaf. Me and Erica are both pretty relaxed people, so that works out really well. It means no dramas, go with the flow, get him to do all the heavy lifting. But baby could come at any time now, and Erica can't move anything, and I can't lift anything up high. So, yeah, it's all going to happen at once. So on the other side, near the house here, will be the main access, where the ramp is. And it'll run up alongside here and onto a platform, and it'll come out onto a deck, accessing into the house, into the living room. At the moment, it's just stairs, and, you know, as you can probably imagine, it's not going to be that easy. Oh, this is a little bit hard than I thought. You'd be amazed at how much you use your legs for balancing and picking things up in everyday life. So that is one of the big things, especially with having a baby. My balance isn't great at the best of times. I have to figure out how I'm going to pick the baby up, especially as a newborn. You know, how am I going to do that with two hands? Cool. Try one. Often I'm grabbing my wheel to counterbalance me. And then down to the bathroom. So the bathroom, I'll have a wheel under sink put in. At the moment, it's the same thing with the cupboards. I can't get in close, so I've got to lean over and do all that kind of stuff. One of the main accessibility issues that I have is the shower. So it's pretty tight. And I have to transfer in, turn the shower on, wait for it to warm up, transfer back out once it's warm. Ooh. So we'll go down to the baby's room. We're not actually doing any modifications in here, but in 2 months' time, we'll have an added member to the family. First baby. Yeah, got all this stuff from our friends who have stopped having babies, free cots and prams. There's a lot to learn about being a father in a chair.
Hey, bro.
G'day, mate.
Yeah, mate, you right?
Having support of my friends and family will be massive during this time of having a baby and moving. Move out tonight. So having my friends like Reese come and help is huge.
You too? You all ready for the move?
Yeah, I think so.
We're just going to pack up the kitchen
Right.
and get you to do some heavy lifting.
Let's do it.
Use your young back.
Okay.
With being in a chair, I can't lift a couch very easily, or it could take me a couple of hours to do it. Anywhere it fits. I am definitely better at asking for help nowadays. In my teens, I was pretty stubborn. I love to do stuff myself. You know, I had something to prove. Now I definitely don't have something to prove. I ask my friends, whoever's near me, I'll ask. And it means everything, really, to have friends and family to call upon when I need it. Builder said 3 weeks.
That's not too bad. That's pretty good for the amount of work that's going to be done. Being a builder myself, I know exactly how 3 weeks can turn into 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
We're planning for 6.
Yeah. Well, as long as it's all done before the baby turns up, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, we're both excited to meet our daughter.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to being Uncle Reese.
Yeah. Well, it's getting... Yeah. Erica's feeling good. Yeah. The same year that I met Erica, I decided to move over to Australia, play basketball in the Australian League. We both lived and worked in Adelaide, and then towards the end of the season, I had an offer to go play in Germany. I was there for a few months, and then Erica came over. And then our season got cut short because of COVID, so we came back. We weren't planning to have a child or anything. I didn't know whether I could have kids, so we went and got tested, and it turns out I could. So I don't know, we just ended up doing IVF.
Originally, we probably weren't planning on having a kid so soon. And I think he's really looking forward to becoming a dad and starting the next chapter in his life.
We're very lucky that it's been quite smooth. It's been a really nice journey, and I'm excited. We're 4 weeks out from baby being due, and the housing modifications are due around the same time. It's a bit of a race to see which comes first. At the moment, we are living in a motel just while the modifications are happening. If we have the baby and we have to live in the motel for a bit, that's not ideal, doable, but we would obviously love to be in the house, setting up our home. So we're just here to check how the progress is coming along, and pretty excited to see what's happened. Oh, obviously, no ramp yet. Can't go in the kitchen at the moment. I'll puncture a tyre on the staples. But it looks good.
Yeah.
Nice big space. So what we see is 2 weeks' work. That was smashed it out, I reckon.
Yeah.
Another 3 weeks, it'll look completely different.
Okay, you can see where everything's going to go.
Yeah, so wait, which way am I looking at it? This way?
Yeah, this way.
No, that looks good. Be nice to be able to see it in real life, not on paper.
Yeah.
I can roll under the benches instead of having to do the dishes.
more?
Yeah, I can do the dishes more. That's exciting.
Shower.
Oh, this is the most exciting part for me, being able to get in the shower. Have all this room, free moving.
We've got the cavity slider in, so you've got a bit more space.
A washing thing for washing all these nappies we're going to have. It's hard to know when I was excited to be a father, but now it's about to happen. I'm very excited. First bath, first words, first story time, everything like that. I'm excited about everything. Being a parent, I think there'll be a lot to learn, and especially my first child. But there's people in chairs that are fathers and mothers all over the world, so there's a way. It'd be nice to be able to get in the house easily, also sit out here in the summer, just in time. But it's nice to see, visualise what's actually happening. We've obviously got another month before the baby comes, so any time before the 9th of December, we'll be, we'll be happy. Growing up, I tried almost everything. We lived in the Marlborough Sounds at one point, and we had a horse which I would ride to school sometimes. I had a brother who was 2 years younger than me. If he was climbing a tree, I was climbing a tree. If everyone was playing tag, I was playing tag. Had an accident when I was 4.5. Mum fell asleep behind the wheel in between Mochwaker and Nelson and drove off a bank, and I was wearing a lap belt sitting in the middle of the seat and just damaged a nerve, T12L1 in my spine. I've been in a wheelchair since then. We had a very transient upbringing. At one point we lived in a house bus on the west coast, and I'd chuck on my rain pants and crawl through the bush. So after my accident, my parents were always very good at giving me independence, and I was always allowed to go and figure things out myself.
Get over here, Monty, so you can tell me what they are.
I don't know how it eventuated, but I ended up from 14 living with Karen and creating that next part of my life, some stability, and where I learnt to stay in one place.
He's the big 15th birthday at the sampan.
Yep.
Eamon had a little bit of a gypsy lifestyle. He came to Christchurch with his mum and his brother and sister. Through circumstances, his dad ended up coming over from the coast to look after the 3 children, and he had decided that Christchurch wasn't for him, and he was going to take the 3 children back to the west coast. You, Alex and Tyler. Eamon was playing basketball at the time, and my daughter was on the team. She talked to him at basketball this night when Eamon was pretty upset, and Gemma just said, well, he could come and live at our house. His stepdad brought him one Sunday afternoon and his bag of clothes, and we carried on with life from then onwards.
Oh, yeah,
there we are, sport one, finally. I was fortunate enough to have a very good friend who had a child with a disability, and so she was really helpful at that time. Gave me some support around who I needed to contact and things as far as his needs met. Yeah, he just became part of the family. It wasn't a big deal, just happened.
It's me at high school.
Oh, isn't that cute? Maori High School. He had difficult times not having the contact with his own family.
Put that one face down.
That's a cute photo.
There was definitely this adjustment period from going from mum and dad's environment and then going to Karen's, where there was structure and her kids, went to school and then after school programs and, I don't know, just normal family stuff, really. There were definitely moments there where I didn't realise what I was doing wasn't the norm. One time I went off driving with my friend for 2 weeks. I came back and I'd obviously done something wrong. I hadn't told anyone that I'd left, and that was a big learning curve for me, seeing what you do affects other people, and I hadn't really had that before. So this is my room back when I was 14, through my teens, 19 years ago now. So now that I'm about to become a parent, I'm very lucky to be able to take from my very transient childhood and also from what Karen's provided, this stable, very important teen years, and how important it is to have something in your life that you can come back to and feel safe and, like a home in Beacon or something like that.
I think it is important for Eamon to give his children the stability perhaps that he didn't have at parts of his life. He'll be a hands-on dad and he'll be there for his children.
He's got all the skills that you'd hope for in a father. He's very dedicated and focused and goes like over and beyond. Our little girl will be very lucky.
Hiya.
Hey.
Hello. How are you? Nice to see you both.
Yeah, nice to see you
How's
too.
things going?
I really just want to be a loving parent and just be there, really. I'll let them be who they want to be and use what I've learnt in life to be a library if they need it.
You feeling ticks on one side in particular?
It's normally on the left, but I was actually feeling a few today on the right. We found out via a phone call from the fertility place that our embryo had survived and it had taken. So it all happened really quickly.
I think this is baby's back around the side here. Sounds perfect.
Cool.
150 beats per minute. Really normal.
We're very lucky that it's been quite smooth in terms of IVF. It's hard on Erica with drugs and hormones, especially since it's me that's the one that is the issue. But it's really important to me that I'm supportive to Erica and a hands-on dad.
Do you have any questions for me today or anything?
I don't think we do. Did we have any?
Do we have to do anything if Erica's vomiting? Just, what,
Oh, I
is there a-
definitely wouldn't worry about a one-off like that. You know, if things are becoming unmanageable for you, of course, please get in touch. Cool.
Sign
All
up.
good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yay. All right, can't wait to meet baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting close now.
Yeah, it's getting close. Very close.
Have you got a name sorted?
Sport's really given me something to focus my energy on throughout my teens and young adulthood. I had to find a way to, I don't know, participate, I guess, and find a way to surround myself with positive people. I used to have CCS sports, and I would go along and try discus and shot put and racing and, you know, all these other sports.
He travelled the world with his tennis. They went to Argentina, to Sweden, to France. He competed and he competed well. But yeah, I think sports was his big saviour, his sports and his friends. His friends were very important to him.
He wants dad.
Maybe give a 2-minute pause?
Yep.
You're gonna have to figure this out for when your little sprog comes along.
Well, maybe they can entertain each other.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky to have so many different figures in my life that are positive and rubbed off on me on how I want to be a dad. Some of my friends are now dads, and I can take away the best parts of what I've learnt from them.
I mean, you'll find it's a bit of a minefield. People are very it's very polarizing with everything.
Yeah.
But people are like, oh no, you have to do finger foods, or you have to do spoon fed, or you have to do, and same thing with the bottles. There's a lot of add-ons, aren't there?
Yeah. Doesn't look like
Yeah, not much has changed.
we're ready to move in today.
No.
Understandable with materials and COVID and stuff. Today was
It was
originally,
our original move-in date. Meant to be done.
but it's been pushed out.
Yeah, as you can see, there's
Still a bit to go.
still a lot to happen. Yeah, we've got basically the finish off the deck and then installing the kitchen and the bathroom.
Due date for the baby is 4 weeks' time, and building is meant to finish in a week and a half. So, you know, baby is, 37 weeks is term, and that's next week.
Yeah. It could come any time.
Yeah.
But we're hoping the baby doesn't come too early.
We managed to make it into the house just. Eric's waters broke around 1 a.m. and we had been finishing unpacking really a few hours earlier, so it was all go. We had a lot going on. There's still some touch-ups on the house. I guess we were thankful that the ramp was in and the bathroom was in and it still felt like a home for wee Ida.
We were almost 2 weeks early from December 9th. We had moved back into our house 1.5 days earlier.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday, and we'd just finished unpacking on Friday. And then that night we started to go into labour, all just broke, and then she came on Sunday night. So it all happened very fast, but we're just happy we were actually back home. It was all cut up pretty fine in the end.
Tom's dead.
Say hi. Ida's 9 days. Oh, do you want to go back to Mum where it's comfortable for a bit? We have lots of cuddles soon. Figured out how to pick her up now, change some nappies. I'm probably sleeping better than Erica. Cool.
We've already noticed the difference in how much easier it is for Eamon just doing things around the house. Getting in and out, using the pram on the ramp, making life easy.
We've got a nice new deck, some ramp access. There's still some last finish-up touches, but we're just so happy to be back in. Happy family. So yeah, ramp's one of the main access. Hello. It's just been nice for us to have some routine, I think. Little Ida. Somewhere solid and one less thing to think about while you're learning to be a parent. Pretty happy to be in. So just the last things, the gate, the bench tops, and then done. It's exciting. Gave her first bath in the weekend. Wheel into the shower now. Might not have been able to do that in the last shower cubicle, you know? The last time it was that really awkward transfer I had to do, but now I can wheel under the sink. You know, I got the laundry in here now, so I can do all the baby's washing and things like that.
Eamon's been great from the beginning.
There's just so much more room for a wheelchair.
I think he's just a natural. Yeah.
A pretty emotional time.
Yeah.
Hey. I think just not being afraid and getting in and figuring a way out is less scary now. Anything that I feel unsure, I ask Erica and then figure it out. You don't think you'll be that person that wars over everything they do, but you end up doing it. So, yeah, just proud.